this is a great question. If you haven't already, do a video on finding the dose that works for you. So when we're new to Kratom, many of us go through a trial and error phase where we got to figure out the right color, the right dose, the right everything. Now, there are plenty of people I've talked to. I mean, keep in mind, I've been doing a podcast, Kratom Stories podcast, for several years. I have the Kratom Gals live stream we do weekly. I have our vibrant community over on the school platform at kratomrealtalk.com. I talk to lots and lots of people every day about this plant. And what I have pretty much figured from all my conversations is about half the people, when they first try Kratom for the first time, is magic from the first dose. And then the other half of us, it took trial and error. It took me quite a while to figure out the right color, the right dose, and making sure it was a good brand. So finding the right dose that works for you is just the trial and error. And we're all different with this plant. This is not one size fits all. I say that all the time because it's so true. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Some people look at my videos and go, oh, she has degenerative disc disease like I do. Okay, and then they ask me, what do you take? Tell me exactly what you're doing, because they think because we have the same medical issue, and that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes people say, oh, we look like we're the same build, so what kind do you take and how much? And same thing, it doesn't matter. We're all different, and that's why it's important to just do your research and do some trial and error. It might work amazing the first time you take it, or it might take a while. But one of the things I've noticed, and look, this is not medical advice, please don't take it that way. What I've noticed in my years of talking to lots of people, there's some people that will say to me, I've tried this, it's not working, I'm still in a lot of pain. It's usually chronic pain people like myself. And you know what it turns out to be? That they weren't taking that much. And I know a lot of people are nervous. I was nervous the first time. I was like a little nervous about it. I was like, well, I won't know unless I try, but it's that fear of the unknown. So sometimes people just take such a small amount and they're too afraid to try more. They've heard horror stories. Oh, if you take too much, you're going to get sick or nauseous or whatever. So you'll know you took too much if you throw up. That's basically your body's way of saying, nope, you took too much. The key to this is to just do small increments of increasing until you find what works. That's what I did. I'm sharing my personal experience. What I did is to find the right dose. Once I found that greens is what worked best for me, and powder, not capsules. Capsules just didn't do a thing for me. And I think it was because those capsule shells just weren't digesting in me, and I was taking a whole bunch because I needed, several grams. I was trying to figure out the right amount, and when you taking a bunch of capsule shells, I think I was probably taking about 6 capsules per dose, and in the beginning, and it just, it sits heavy in your stomach. So I switched to just the powder, sucked it up, because everybody said it tastes bad. I was like, because in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I don't want to taste this nasty powder. But I just had to suck it up and just do it. And I do my swamp water tea, and maybe I'll make a video on that. But anyway, I found that I just need to up my dose a little bit. And I see so many other people go through that as well. So thing is, arm yourself with information, educate yourself about this plant, and do what feels right for you. And hopefully this was helpful. Y'all post in the comments. Let's have this discussion, because this is an important one. How are you finding the dose that works for you? How did you do it? I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being here. By the way, if you join us over at kratomrealtalk.com, we can have more conversations there that we don't have to worry about censorship. We get censored a lot here, and so I have to be really careful about how I talk about this plant, whereas over at Kratom Real Talk, we can talk very freely. So I just want to point that out. Feel free to come join us. It's free, and I'll see you in the next video.